Hello and welcome to Movie Theater Time Machine, the show where we take you down to Chandelou and we do some splits later. We have the movie 1994, and the end of the video game adaptation month. We have Street Fighter, starring many other folks, but we also have Jean-Claude Van Damme, Kylie Minogue, many others as well, including the final film of Raul Julia, Mi-Ning Wen, Damon Chapa, and Simon Cowell, and many more. Son Cowell, yeah.
Oh, I thought you said Simon Cowell, like...
No, not that guy.
I was about to say, I don't know where he was.
So we have there, so we have many others, and this is a fun one. Oh my god, this is a great one. Here, so my name's Nick.
I'm Cass.
I'm Dan.
I'm Jess.
And we have with a guest for us today on the line.
I'm Joshua Christian Asali.
Hey, Josh, welcome to the show, man. Hope you're having a good time, man. Good time. So, when we open with a little bit about Street Fighter, we'll talk about you here. I mean, I have very little knowledge of Street Fighter whatsoever, except button mashing on a console in an arcade.
My knowledge extends to pop cultural osmosis. I know what some of the characters look like and their names, and that Chun-Li does that upside-down helicopter kick thing.
Mm-hmm. I'm pretty well versed in the video games, including the weird crossovers. Marvel vs. Capcom 2 was like my favorite game of all time.
I could never figure that one out.
Oh god, I loved it.
Oh goodness. So Street Fighter was definitely one that my brother and I used to play a lot. I used to play it a lot on my GBA as well. And I had a boyfriend for a long time who was obsessed with it to the point that we had like matching controllers that were Street Fighter controllers, and I watched the entire anime, the movies, the comic books, so I'm pretty well versed in that area.
Yeah.
And yeah, this movie, watching it, because I used to watch it a lot as a kid, and now watching it as an adult, I sat on the couch going, that person doesn't look right. That person doesn't look right.
That's wrong.
That's wrong. What the fuck is that?
Zangief they got right.
Zangief looked great.
Vega's wrong.
No.
Ryu's wrong. They call him Ryu is the problem. His name is Ryu.
What did they do to those boys? Nuh-uh. So, yeah.
And Josh, what about you, man? Is there anything you're familiar with it, or?
Yes, I'm very familiar with it. I played most of the game. It was wonderful. And just seeing it, and I forgot there was a movie, and it just, it's funny how, like, near the end, they really start fighting. It was all about, like,
yes, finally.
Yes. Yeah, like a weird build-up. It's like, it's one of those that's done right, as opposed to, like, or any of the others, like what were the one we were talking about in the car, of, Max Payne?
Oh, God.
Yeah, or that one was done like, okay, a shoot-up game, and in the last 10 minutes of the movie, Max Payne finally shoots somebody.
Yep.
Like,
Max Payne was done very wrong.
Yeah. For Josh, I mean, it's funny because we don't know a lot about you. I mean, why don't you tell us a little bit about your acting career? What are you doing, man?
Plug your pluggables, man.
Please plug. Please plug away.
Oh, yeah, so I come from a medical background, all that stuff. I just went to schooling for kinesiology. I wanted to do physical therapy, and, it wasn't for me, So I went to theater school, and it just started moving from there, really getting into a passion of something I want to be doing for the rest of my life, yeah.
Awesome.
Would you be willing to play a doctor?
Yes. I want to play all the roles, if I could. Like a doctor.
Do you watch TV doctors and be like, that's not accurate? No,
I actually watched, I watch for the craft nowadays, not even just about if they're really, how can I do that better?
And I'm looking at your IMDb, and I see you have Friends of Ours, the Law Office of Quibble, Squabble, and Bicker, on your IMDb as well, and the fact that's kind of interesting is we might end up on someone's IMDb now.
Really?
Hopefully. Hopefully, but
it's not a big thing. I'm still trying to build it up, really, just really get myself out there, you know.
Oh no! I understand, of course, man. I understand.
It's just funny.
Yeah. What has been your favorite role so far that you've played?
In my theater work, I can honestly say it was one of Christopher Durang's playwrights. We use more of absurdist comedies. I don't know if you guys know that, but it's like more dramatic roles. Dramatic all the time. It's not very romance or comedy for me. I mean, it's pretty easy for me to do. I mean, it's much more challenging to do like Shakespeare, you know, something more dramatic, like you saying.
Would you see yourself in this movie if there was a reboot?
In Street Fighter. Oh, maybe Mortal Kombat 4. I'll do that one.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, I get you.
That would be very weird.
I get you.
Yes. Like Mario and Sonic.
Oh wait.
Yeah.
Smash Brothers.
Yeah.
I was thinking that horrible Olympics game.
Oh no, I was thinking Smash Brothers, which it's no.
Has there been an acting experience lately that you've had that's like, you're going to be okay? Or is it one of those, like, you've crossed somebody who's seen your stuff that's like, oh my god, that was really good? Or any cool stories like that?
That I know of? I mean, I've met some wonderful people and connections, really. It's just really, I've seen you, exactly what you're saying. Yeah, it's great that you're doing the stuff, and I've seen that you on stage really be that person, and that's really what it's come to. I haven't had anything very extraordinary on that, but maybe I'll have one. Or maybe I just don't remember at the moment.
That's cool. Jenna Fisher has a star of The Office has a book called The Actor's Life out there. So where she's giving advice about how to be able to get out there and also get out there with stage and everything else. Is there any particular advice for someone who, I'm older for, maybe not for me, but for anyone else who might want to get into it? Or, how long have you been doing it?
I've been doing it for 4 years now of studying and just really pursuing it.
Yeah.
And, it's been a wonderful experience ever since, yeah.
And is there any advice for anyone who might want to get into it, or?
Yeah, go to school. If you really want something, if you're passionate about something, get to school. It's rudimentary. You get the skills behind it, the basics, to really get the understandings of how it works, how to go about it, and connections. For an entertainment industry, you gotta have big connections.
Dang. Do you have to do headshots every once in a while?
No. Well, if you... It's recommended, I say, maybe every 6 months, because people do change. My manager told me the same thing, like, you do change without you realizing it, so just have a look. But I've taken mine recently, and, I still have long hair. Nothing has changed. I used to have really short hair, just like, yeah. It's pretty hard to imagine that, but I'm really saving money with growing my hair.
Oh, hell, I used to have long hair too, but that didn't...
You're saving money the opposite way.
Yeah.
Me too. Not as much as you, but...
True. Alright.
Would you animate all your headshots together and have like an eerie passage of time kind of thing in the future?
Sorry? I didn't hear that one.
Would you consider in the future taking all your headshots and doing like a weird time-lapse thing?
Oh my god, yes, I have. I still have my ones with the short hair. And you do change, and it's like those high school photos over the year. You just change. It's like, but this is in a span of like a couple of months. Like, how did it grow so fast? What's going on?
Well, all right, man. So why don't we jump on into the movie and let's kind of get into this and see how things are. I mean, as always, just feel free to jump right in with your thoughts. I mean, we go through it, and as we're...
Are we doing a scene by
easy going? Nah. I mean, there's so much to get into. I mean, with your favorites, by all means, jump right on in, Jump right on in and do that and join us for fun stuff.
You did have the idea of talking about movie adaptations, like video game movies in general.
Oh yeah,
I don't
so
know if you
like,
want to do that at the end or at the
well, when
beginning.
we start with that, like we've gone through this month, we've had Mortal Kombat, the Ninja Turtles, we've had the Mario Brothers, and this. And there's movie adaptations that are done right and stuff that's very wrong.
Yes.
And I almost hate to say it, this one's probably, well, the second closest to the original.
Yeah.
Because I want to say Mortal Kombat, that 93 Mortal Kombat was pretty damn close to the plot of the game.
Right, yeah.
Then we had Ninja Turtles,
Yeah.
which
Which
was...
the Ninja Turtles was just a labor of love for me.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Ninja Turtles was the most
'Cause-
accurate,
Yeah.
and Mortal Kombat was close. Mario Brothers was nowhere near.
Yeah.
That was
Yeah,
just, we're
Mario-
gonna slap
yeah.
the name on it and just do, like, just a few names in there, and
Yeah.
that's it.
You know they're making an animated one?
I know.
I think everyone knows.
I saw it, like,
I
2
hope
days
they reference.
afterwards.
Yeah.
I hope they make a joke about the live action one.
Bowser is going to be Jack Black.
You know, it's, yeah.
That would work.
And Mario's Chris Pratt.
I was
which
still
kinda
like,
puts me
Chris
out of it.
Pratt, I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
But, like,
It doesn't make a damn bit of sense.
The worst Chris.
Yeah. It doesn't make a damn bit of sense, honestly. I saw a meme today on that had Charlie Day is playing Luigi, and there was Danny DeVito and Charlie Day in a Mario Luigi suit, and I was like, the movie we could have had. And I'm like, that, yes. Like,
I'd like Danny DeVito as Mario.
oh my god, we're fucking plumbers now. We can fix pipes. Holy shit.
Or you want to get, or if you want to get real,
Yeah.
real weird with
Oh
it,
my
you got
God.
Danny DeVito as Wart. Do you remember Wart?
Yeah, I do.
He was the villain in Mario Brothers 2.
Yeah,
oh, God.
I do, yeah.
That's the Frog King
Oh.
guy.
Yeah.
That nobody remembers.
Yeah, I do.
Well, but that we
Two
did
was
that
like
movie
my
last-
favorite game, though,
Yeah.
so...
Yeah, I mean, so like with this, like what makes a video game adaptation right, and what makes it wrong?
it depends, really.
Yeah.
It's so
That's-
much easier to think of what makes it wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like if you're adapting Max Payne and the shooting, it only happens in the last 10 minutes.
yeah, like 10 minutes left the end. What the heck?
We're also
Fuck,
going
man.
by... Okay, if we're going by 1994 standards here,
Yeah,
at that particular point, if I'm remembering correctly, anyway, I don't believe that Street Fighter itself had a huge plot line. The plot line is, as far as I'm remembering, was very basic. It's like you
Right.
had M. Bison, who was the big baddie, and you had like
Just look at him and
Yeah.
his skull.
he was
Yeah.
he was basically a box with a head, and
He
you
was
had
wider than he was tall.
yes. And you had other like guys who were technically bad guys, and then you had the good guys on the other end who had very like 2 or 3 line backgrounds.
Were they the
Like-
same as in the movie? Who was on whose side?
Yes, sort
Typically,
of.
yes.
Yeah.
Cammy started off on the bad guy's side
Yes, she
for
did.
a while.
She was a bad guy for a while, and then she went good. But like, and this is where the movie kind of got weird because you have Ken and Ryu who are best friends, but they are teenagers, not con men.
yeah.
Hold
Hold on, wait a minute. What?
They are teenagers.
They were teenagers.
They're
Teenagers.
supposed to be.
They
In the
are
movie,
so-
not. They're
Yeah,
not teenagers
they're not
in the movie.
teenagers
but
in the movie.
in
Wait.
They are teenagers. Ken is supposed to be 18. Ryu is supposed to be 17.
What?
They both shared a master, meaning they both were taught under the same person.
Master Shenlong.
Ken is a rich boy, American rich boy.
Hold on.
Ryu is an orphan.
Yep.
Who, yes, and they are best friends.
And then Akuma's in there somewhere.
Akuma is
Akuma's not in the movie, by the way.
not in the movie. Akuma
So-
is. They have he
The
and
raging
Ryu.
beast.
He and Ryu have like the same chi,
Yeah.
if I'm remembering
Yeah.
correctly, and Ryu
Yeah.
has like a dark energy that
yeah.
is like.
Yeah, because then
that's
you
how
get
he
Evil
does.
Ryu in a few games.
You have Evil
Yeah.
Ryu later on, and
How
and
does-
there's that's when the plot line starts to
both
get
have
very
Hadouken?
convoluted.
Yes.
Yes.
They were taught by the same guy, so they have the same move list, except Ken hits a little harder and is a
And
little slower.
Yeah.
Whereas Ryu is faster, but he doesn't hit as hard.
Yeah. I mean, the only thing I remember with this is I was just the button masher on the console and just doing this, and
So
there's...
in that case,
Yeah,
you play as either Chun-Li, Blanca, or E Honda because they have the tap 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 tap. The
Yes.
100-hand slap with the electricity.
Probably,
of the
yeah.
kicks.
See, because this is where I start getting a little bit like. I start going, okay, because this is when I started going, I played Sakura, so
You played hard mode.
I played hard mode, whereas, like, I'm going to be the teenage girl who follows Ryu around, who has his, like...
His moves,
his
but
moves, but it's wrong. And I'm going to beat Bison by myself, because I'm going to do this on my own. So
It's like,
screw
I can
it.
throw
And-
fireballs, but they're at a weird
And
angle.
they suck, but I'm going to do it.
Yeah, and it's just for all this, like, you know, Josh, what do you think? Like, what makes an adaptation wrong?
Or right,
Or right?
I mean, to think about from a game to a movie, I know in movie aspect they want to get a plot, and that's what they get really engulfed in that. They try to make a story, but the game in the gaming world, we were just there because we liked how it looked, and we wanted more of the fighting stuff. And that's what I think was in Street Fighter, just more fighting. We don't care about like these weapon stuff or like if they're. Why is Chun-Li a reporter or why is Dawson a scientist? He wasn't a scientist in the movie. Like, or something.
No, he was a yoga master,
Yeah.
Like, what is going on?
which was problematic in itself.
That's the guy with the skeleton necklace who's bald. He's the scientist in this movie.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yeah.
The stretchy guy who
Yeah.
has curry flames that he breathes out.
Yeah, this is what they're doing to these characters in this movie.
Why couldn't he have shaved his head at least?
At the end, he gets set on fire and his head gets his hair gets burnt off. So at the very end, for like 5 seconds, we see him and he kind of, sort of looks like Dulcie.
Wait real hard.
Yeah.
So basically, like a Robotnik at the end of the Sonic.
Of
Yes.
Sonic, yeah, like that. Yeah, that was one that surprisingly was done right.
That's why I said
Yeah.
I was
Yeah,
really
somehow,
okay
yeah.
with Zangief in this movie because Zangief looked like Zangief.
Yes.
He
And
sounded like
I didn't even
Zangief.
know his name, and I'm like, I know that character.
And he stole the entire movie.
He
in the
did.
end.
He was great.
Wait,
I
I
loved
think
him.
Raul Julia.
Oh, he was
Oh
great.
yeah,
Raul Julia was amazing, but
Yeah.
he's also amazing in everything he does, up to
Yeah.
and including Overdrawn at the Memory Bank.
Yeah, Raul Julia as well. I think John Astor will always be the Gomez Adams to me.
Fun
But
fact:
he-
John Astin directed a
Yeah.
couple of episodes of Holmes and Yo-Yo.
Yeah. And John Astin as well also did cameos in the 90s Addams Family movies. But I mean, Raul Julia also did an amazing Gomez Adams. I mean, that's one of my favorites from when I was a kid, and did very well. But this was his final film appearance.
Which makes
Yeah.
the after credit scene kind of sad.
Yeah,
The sequel maybe.
Actually, especially watching this
Yeah.
movie in HD now, you can actually see that
He looks
sickly.
he's sick. Yeah,
That's what
So-
happened.
yeah, he's really
Yeah.
ill. Yeah. Yeah, all right, let's jump into this. I mean, it's Southeast Asia, the nation of Shadaloo, and the
I just
civil.
kept thinking of that
Xanadu?
Zelda CDI with the. I think that was Squirrela.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
There were like 3 on the CDI. Was it the one where you played
Yeah.
as Zelda?
I just know it from me and YouTube
Yeah.
poops.
Oh, like
Nah.
there's the... Yep, those animations. They're terrible.
So we have Shadaloo, and the civil wars erupted between the forces of the drug lord turned general M. Bison and the allied nations, which is led by Colonel William Guile, played by Jean-Claude Van Damme.
Wrong.
Yeah,
Guile was the, like, stereotypical American character. He
Yeah.
was not Belgian.
yeah,
Hey,
Guile in the games is the fighter from America.
yeah.
I
He's part of the Air Force. You fight him in front of a military jet on his stage.
Well,
There's
he
a
had
bunch of
that
military
tattoo
guys.
that.
And he had the tattoo.
the patch. He had the arm patch on his uniform.
That was the American flag.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Jean-Claude Van Damme is fucking Belgian.
Yeah.
Okay, because
But
I was wondering. He has kind of an accent, and I'm like, wait,
Yeah,
what?
Guile is supposed to be the stereotypical American character, and he's also not the main character of the games.
Yeah.
He kind
Like
of,
Ryu
No.
is when you get down to
Yeah,
it.
he
it
is.
kind
Yeah,
of reminded
true.
me of Tommy Wiseau.
Yeah.
He was like a cross between Tommy Wiseau and Arnold Schwarzenegger.
A little bit.
No,
Yeah.
I need to go
At least
ahead
they
and get
found
the
a way to
bad
make his
guy.
hair
I'm going to
not
kick that son of a
ridiculous.
bitch
I
Bison.
need to find Bison because it's not the protein, huh?
Dyeing his hair blonde, that blonde like
Wait
that
a
actually
minute,
made me
holy
kinda
shit.
giggle. Seeing his hair that color made me laugh. I have to admit.
But
that and Guile has some impossible hair, which,
Oh god,
not even movie magic could do.
And that arm tattoo was retouched several times in the movie.
I was wondering how they got the white so white. Cause you have a flag tattoo, but
I do have a few, but like my dad,
Isn't that like
I have a few tattoos, but like my dad, I can't keep white. It flakes off very easy. Yeah.
And the the Shadaloo Tong tattoos, it's just like you can tell that was drawn on with a Sharpie.
Yeah.
It's like that still looks wet. Like don't touch that to anything. You're gonna leave an impression behind.
Like some extra walked by, wiped into it, like, damn it, take, hold on.
Cut.
Hold on a minute. Okay, good. Mike, can you come in with the Sharpie again? Okay.
At some point, the map.
Diva.
I'm running out of Sharpie.
A map zooms in, and I wonder where the map zoomed in specifically. Like, does that give away its location? I think the credits said it was shot in like Thailand.
Well, yeah, that's where I assumed it was Southeast Asia. Yeah.
Isn't that what the font they used was based on? Because sometimes it looked like some English letters, but with the little circles on the end.
It was definitely kind of a pigeon between that and I want to say Thai, but I'm not entirely sure. If I'm wrong, audience, please tell me.
Yeah.
I think
I don't even know.
Pretty sure the stop sign said halt on it.
Yes.
Yeah. Now, Bison has captured several relief workers and live on two-way radio broadcast. He wants $20 billion.
But that's in 94 money, so that's a lot of money.
$20 billion to be able to take care of everything. And that's going to be wonderful, but Guile refuses it. He says, I'm going to track down Bison and place him on trial for his crimes, but his assistant, Sergeant Cammy White, played by Kylie Minogue, is able to pinpoint where his location is, and it's to the river Delta region outside the city. One of the hostages is Carlos Blanca.
Okay, here's where they mixed two characters.
Yeah.
Because Blanca has never been Guile's best friend.
No.
Charlie was Guile's best friend.
Yes.
He was a different character entirely.
Yes.
I don't know Charlie's actual last name.
Yeah.
He was a character who was killed in like the storyline of the games.
Yes.
And
Really?
came back as a weird zombie later on. But they literally mixed the two because Blanca was actually a rich kid whose family jet crashed in Brazil. His parents died and he was raised by capuchin monkeys and somehow turned green.
What's wrong here?
Yep, somehow turned green and can channel electricity because video games.
This is true.
Because video games.
What?
Yup.
That's where.
Yes.
That's where trying to.
What?
Yes.
Yup.
That's where trying
You
to
got all this?
go between mediums can be tricky because.
You
What?
played the game, didn't you? Do you remember the character with the red hair that was green?
Yeah.
That's Blanca.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's
Because
vague. I
video
mean, it's
games.
just
Which
like,
is really funny because Blanca, if I remember correctly, is the Spanish word for white.
Yeah,
Yep.
it's a C.
Oh,
instead of
God,
a.
yeah, that's right, yeah.
But
Would you act in this, Josh? So far?
It might be a disservice, if it was written that way.
What if you got the role of Bison? Because that just seems to be the most fun that anyone's going to have on
Oh
set
my
there.
god.
oh my.
Okay,
I had to invent a new unit of measurement for his acting in this.
yeah. Oh, yes, please
It's
get
called
into this.
The Shatner. And
Shots per hour.
The Shatner, okay.
and I
Yeah.
was like, oh my god, he's, I don't know, maybe 3 Shatners worth. And then I'm like, he's reached ShatCon 3, and then you laughed.
Oh, yeah. At ShatCon, and it's just, you do that, you think of, like, that Matthew Broderick movie War Games, which was, like, some movie my dad loved.
The only winning
Yeah.
move is not
Yeah,
to play.
he loved
Is that about
loved
the
that
kid
movie.
playing the video game?
Yeah, the
And
kid
then-
who played the video game and everybody else is a moron, doesn't realize it's a video game and think it's real.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
thought the game was real,
No,
but nobody knew it.
no.
No.
Am I confusing it with a different thing?
I think it's a different thing.
Yeah. Now, Bison as well. Okay, so Bison has some amazing things in this movie. I mean,
Who
Yes.
the fuck commissions a painting like that?
yeah.
Not the
The one,
Napoleon.
the
Oh, the
one
sad
it's like
clown?
Gacy.
The sad
Gacy
Bison
clown.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, oh, you mean the Gacy clown? Yeah.
Who goes and says, I want a portrait of myself as a pedophile murder clown?
Well,
I'm going to be a clown,
I would say the
yeah.
the psychopath.
Yeah. Let's do this. I look good, huh? What do you think, man? Like, that's gonna be crazy, right?
Yeah, it's obviously crazy to be getting so much commission.
Hey, like, I loved it. And jumping ahead a bit, I think one of the funny bits is like he walks around, he's got the military hat, and then
Chun-Li?
He's getting talking to Chun-Li and getting changed.
Yeah, he's getting changed. He got the military hat. And he takes off his day hat and puts on his night hat. So look at that. He's like, no,
That's his sex hat.
It's like this one's velvet.
I was just thinking...
It makes me feel better, huh?
Now you're going to confuse the audience if you use the Tommy Wiseau voice for two characters.
Well, I'll get to fantasy casting later explaining that.
Oh, God. I know it.
What have you done?
It's not her. No, it's totally me.
What have you done?
Monster.
I was just thinking, there was a meme or something, like a video, you said it was probably a sketch or something, about a fat Nazi guy, and he's all like, Are we
the baddies?
Because they have skulls on their hats or something, and I'm like, when Bison is going on about how his plan is actually, we're the good guys, because I'm gonna save the world, and like super soldiers.
The only thing I could think of during that scene is like watching Endgame again, and like thinking of what's his
Thanos?
Thanos, yes.
Yeah. I mean, he's got some valid points. Let's be honest.
I was just thinking of that meme that with the "Are we the baddies?" meme because I'm like, you have a skull.
Yeah.
An evil skull on your hat. You have a skull for a fireplace. You have evil fascist eagle wings on your skull on your fascist hat. You have a chandelier made of skulls and spines. You are the bad guy.
Yeah.
Just all signs point to bad.
Yeah, this is it entirely. Like, the whole
Unless you're some kind of king of Halloween.
The whole spiel that he does is like, he's like, I'm going to take over the world. I'm going to do that. Like, that is almost word for word a Hitler speech.
I literally was singing, Hey Mega, Low Maniac in the background the entire time.
Yeah, and then you
I
see...
was curious about the propaganda posters in the gym scene. Because I'm like, I think I've seen that one before, but they, made a parody with different text.
And they're just kind of vaguely in English, but not really. It's like, I want to get like a good look at one of these and try to figure it out.
Yeah.
One of them totally said terrorists on it.
Yes.
And, through all this, but, he's trying to be able to say, like, okay, I'm going to take over this little area. It's clear that he promoted himself. He was a drug lord that turned himself into a general and then created an army from that.
You should have went for insurance.
The money is so funny, too.
With his own money later.
The money is so funny.
This is worthless.
You get paid?
Yeah, you guys get paid. No, that's a great freaking line.
There are so many good lines in this movie.
Why was that guy following him if he's like, wait, we're the bad guys?
Yeah.
Zangief is, well, in terms of the movie, Zangief is fucking stupid.
Yeah.
He got convinced of the like goodness of M. Bison's plan, and M. Bison just kind of rolled with it and took advantage of him. Now, Zangief in the games...
Zangief is bad guy, but Zangief is not bad guy.
Yeah.
Zangief in the games is not stupid. He also wrestles bears for fun.
Yes.
Yeah. And you also have in the game with I think the one character I really do know about, I have to say it one way, but a Muay Thai master, Victor Sagat. And it's just there, like, don't touch my spaghetti. Like, don't touch my spaghetti. And then you hear, like, this one guy who is depicted completely wrong, a skinny, bald man with an eye patch, who clearly, okay, he's older, yes, he's an arms dealer, yes, he provided, the weaponry with toys was probably one of the best parts of this.
Yeah, what was that about?
They were
just to throw him off, I think.
Ken and Rita were
trying
trying to rip him off.
Oh.
But he caught them in their own game, and, it was just like, oh, wait, these are Nerf guns.
I have to say something here. I hadn't seen this movie in a very long time. I watched it many times, but I haven't seen it in Quite a long time. So when Ken and Ryu walked in, I forgot who they were.
Yeah.
So
They
when they-
exactly
yeah.
resemble
And
their
I'm
characters.
Right. So they walked in and I'm like, who the fuck are these guys?
Yeah.
And then I remembered and I was like, aw, man.
And Ken is basically discount Johnny Cage from Mortal Kombat.
Seriously.
Would it have been so hard to bleach his hair and grow it out a little?
It could have been so hard to make them teenagers. It was like, seriously.
How are you gonna find a teenager that jacked and huge and stuff?
Welcome to Street Fighter.
Yeah. Yeah.
I wanted to see Cammy and Vega get into a fight because Cammy knew what was up. She put her hair up. I mean, it came out later, but I'm like, Vega, you're gonna get your hair pulled.
I
need
wanted
someone
Vega
pull
to
on his
look
hair.
correct.
Yeah.
Yeah, Vega's
I
supposed to
wanted
be blonde.
Vega. I wanted Vega to look right.
Yeah.
Vega's supposed to be a blonde Spaniard
Yeah.
somehow.
He's supposed to be blonde.
Yeah.
He's supposed to be taller. He's
Yeah. Vega looks like the magician Valentino. And I don't think anyone knows who Valentino is.
No.
It sounds familiar,
It
but I
does.
don't think I actually know it.
There was a series of specials on Fox called like Magician Secrets Revealed.
yes.
Fuck
And-
yes,
yeah,
I
and-
remember
yeah.
this.
And there was this magician that was showing how tricks were done, and then finally he revealed himself, and he nearly got beaten to death in Vegas after
Yes.
he did that.
Really?
Yep.
God knows why.
Magicians
know.
don't like it when you tell them
Yeah, like,
how their
okay.
tricks work.
Like, now I want to see how magicians were happen. Like, okay, that's like giving away the entire plot of every single show.
Yeah.
You know,
It was
they-
his sled.
yeah, like, it was his sled.
Soylent Green is people.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was his sled.
It's like
yeah, I
being-
just saved you 2 long boogless hours.
Seriously.
It's
Yeah.
like being that guy on Reddit. You
Yeah.
know?
Yeah, actually, this happens, and like it just to me, I don't know. Now that makes me think if there was a magician's mob or something, or like a magical mafia.
Right?
Kind of like in Bob's Burgers.
Was that a plot in Bob's
The
Burgers?
magicians came to town and they were kind of, or at least it was that one guy.
Is that the one when Bob got his tattoo?
I don't. No, that was the people who like the ponies.
Oh,
The knockoff brony.
I'm trying to put together a version of Mr. Mephistopheles,
Yeah.
but like it's the magical, it's like the magic mafia or
Yeah.
something.
yeah,
I got to workshop this.
the magical mafia. It's still. Yeah.
Friendship is mafia.
Well, Josh, what is? Josh, what do you think of the casting of this?
Oh, Lord.
Of the Street Fighter?
Yeah.
Well, they got Guile being. That's not an American person.
No.
Even remotely.
And they just.
No.
I don't know. I mean,
Some,
obviously better.
yeah. Right. I mean, if anything, if you want to see a really good but stupid Jean-Claude Van Damme movie, look up. I think it's called Double Team.
Yes.
Yeah, it was just a really dumb one with him and Dennis Rodman.
Yes.
And at the end, they blow up the Italian Coliseum, but they're saved by a Coke machine. Like, it
There was
just...
also Bloodsport, which I
Yeah.
think he was hoping this movie was.
Yeah,
I heard Bloodsport was a good one. Yeah.
Bloodsport's good.
Yes.
very good. Very good, at least for what it is. You have a Belgian martial artist, and, then you utilize him for what it is. Fighting.
Yep.
Which he's not fighting in this damn movie, well, much, but, I mean, you see it towards the end, and I'm like, okay, now this movie's getting amazing.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because when it's just literally fights all across the base and nobody really knows what's
Yeah.
going on, then it's like, okay,
Yeah.
the plot has gone completely out the window and people are punching each other repeatedly.
Which is exactly what Street Fighter's supposed to
This is
be.
Street
Yeah, and when it goes out the window is when really, like, Guile is blasting through the bar and then just destroys the place and then arrests everybody.
Oh, the place
You
blows
are
up.
all under,
It's some kind of James Bond.
you are all
parody.
under arrest. I'm like, okay, we're fighting each other. You just destroyed a building.
It's like, you're all under arrest. It's like,
Come
you
on,
probably
man.
killed 7 people doing
Yes.
Was this
Whoops.
base inside the ancient ruins?
underneath it.
Oh,
Yeah.
so that's probably destroyed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah. It's done. Yeah.
But yeah, you
yeah.
said, like, Sagat. They got Sagat. Okay. He kind of
Sagat.
looks like Sagat. He's not big enough, but he's
Yeah.
got, like,
A
face.
lot of the people weren't. They
Yeah.
didn't strike me as muscular enough.
But the thing is, Sagat and Ryu were supposed to be rivals.
Yeah.
Because Sagat's supposed to have that horrible scar across his chest, which he got from a Shoryuken thrown by Ryu. He's supposed to hate Ryu.
Yeah.
That's their thing. And while we're at it, I'm going to be that guy and say that M. Bison is not his original name.
No?
He was originally Balrog. M. Bison was originally the boxer because of Mike Bison.
Yep.
Oh.
But they had to swap it for the American release because they were afraid that Mike Tyson was going to sue.
Yep.
Huh.
Something like that.
Yep.
Yep.
Did they... What
M.
is
Bison became Major Bison.
That's
that? What
weird.
the M stands for?
Originally, yes. And then he became... Didn't he become like a magistrate at one point?
I don't remember.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Honestly, I don't.
All I know is every time I
course.
hear, I think of burgers that
Yeah.
I get at mom's house. 'Cause they make bison burgers, and it's like
I've made bison chili. It's actually very
Yeah.
good.
Expensive freaking meat, but
It's expensive, but it's good.
yeah, it's amazing. Yeah, it does. It's really good after workout stuff. So on the other side of the story with this ensemble, you have Chun-Li, whose father is killed by Bison. She has a crew of a former wrestler. Edmund Honda, and then Balrog, the boxer, and they're out to get revenge on Sagat for ruining their careers.
I kind of want to see them run around with the other Street Fighters and do Scooby-Doo shit.
Yeah, yeah, I think I was looking for that.
The
Yeah,
news story,
yeah.
solving the crimes,
Yeah,
punching things.
they stumble on the plan for Guile's objections and attempt to assassinate two warlords at the party. To maintain Bison's trust, Ken and Ryo stop the assassination and reveal the conspirators to Bison.
And we get one of the best lines in the whole movie. They're watching on the video because now, if Chun-Li hadn't been open about we're going to kill you, the thing would have exploded and Bison would have been dead, movie over. But no, she has to get her point across. She needs to have her revenge. So we're seeing it on the video of the truck rolling down the street because apparently they set up multiple camera angles to show this off.
Right.
And the thing's coming down, the truck's coming down the street, and Zangief's like, quick, change the channels! And just DJ's turn. What?
Yeah, DJ was my favorite part of the entire movie. Just his soul phase physical feature. Just somebody saying something and you just go,
What?
Makes me think of the dynamic of henchmen.
I mean, yeah.
DJ was, again, another fighter in the games. He was in Super Street Fighter?
Yeah.
He was in Super Street Fighter, DJ?
Oh, I don't remember.
It was him.
He a DJ?
He was, and he was also, he also did, Capoeira. Because he was Street Fighter's answer to Eddie Gordo.
Yes. Yes, he was.
He came out in the same pack. It was him, T-Hawk, Fei Long, and Cammy, I think, were like the four, each edition of Street Fighter 2, it introduced 4 more characters into it, and just kind of changed some of the originals around.
If you're asking me specifically about the games, I cannot remember specifics.
Now see, Fei Long, I'm sorry, Ryu in this movie looks more like Fei Long.
Yes, he does.
Because Fei Long has the whole, full-on Bruce Lee kind of vibe going.
Thin face, yeah.
And yeah, I mean, this itself, so I gotta talk a little bit more about Bison's base. With the multiple TVs that all have one image, which really looks like an old-fashioned Radio Shack store.
I was about to say, Radio Shack, Best Buy, Leechmere.
The old... Man, Leechmere, that's throwing me back.
You're welcome.
That's throwing me back. For the people who are under 30, just if you're thinking of Leechmere, just ask people who have white hair. Like that.
You're welcome, old people.
How about service merchandise while we're at it?
Yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah, service merchandise had a very problematic spokesman.
Apex.
Yeah.
You know that's a storage facility now?
I know.
Yeah.
The Apex at the old... Anyway.
We're going to spend the rest of the podcast just making old school.
Yeah, Josh is going to look like, what the hell are these people doing?
What have I gotten myself into?
Yeah. Nah, don't worry.
Don't worry about it.
Don't worry about
I
it.
was going to say about henchmen.
Yeah.
Because
Yes.
was it Ninja Turtles had, I don't know, there was... I know one of the movies we reviewed had, the 2 dumb henchmen, but then this
Mario Brothers.
is... Yes, exactly. And then this movie has, like, the smart henchman and the dumb henchman. And I'm just wondering, does everyone think is one better than the other? Does it depend on the situation?
I personally like the mix. Like, there's the smart one who has to work with the dumb one, but they're, like, weirdly friends, even though the smart one's not sure how exactly this happened.
Well, it's usually, there's usually a mix in the dynamic, because you have the smart one who's not necessarily that strong, but the dumb one who's strong.
Yeah.
So you have one that leads the other
situation.
one.
Thank you!
Yes.
What do you think, man?
Yes.
Yeah, I totally agree with that. Yeah.
I always like a dumb henchman in general, just for comedy purposes.
Yes.
You know,
Or maybe it's more about who's the straight man, who's the funny guy. 'Cause I was just thinking of Scratch and Grounder from the Sonic the Hedgehog cartoon. They're both kind of dumb, but I feel like Scratch is a little, I don't know, less.
Just remember, that's no good.
So, the base itself, I mean, you know, not only with the modeling of what the world will look like, which is actually built after the model that Hitler had that he wanted to make Berlin look like when they took out over everything, the skull factoring, the floating desk that he had, that then... And he's like, no, I'm not the bad guy. I want to bring peace. Like, dude, you're a fucking cartoon as it is. You know, like, it just... Of course! Yeah. Some of these I expected, like, eventually, you know, if God forbid we ever had a second Trump president, you know, if Trump ever came in for the second time, like, I think the Oval Office would have had all that.
That was an actual full-body shiver. Why?
Yeah, the Diet Coke button will be replaced with a missile button.
Yeah.
I liked how his console was like a arcade thing.
Yes.
Yeah, you said it looked like
it was absolutely the controls for the arcade cabinet.
Yeah.
We know how he plays. He button mashes. I'm blowing up this.
I'm going to play. I'm going to watch it, mate.
He couldn't be an M. Bison player, I'll tell you that much.
No.
The Psycho Crusher does not work like that.
Did he have electricity powers in the games?
He had weird psychic powers, which
So
the
I
electromagnetics is close enough.
I guess you could, because,
Right.
Like, he had, like, psychic...
And those things fucking sucked, because you could get full, like, half damage with one hit.
The Psycho Crusher was a pain in the ass, but the biggest problem with Bison, in my opinion, was his head stomp. Because he could cross the entire screen and just stomp on your head.
Was it like in the end of the movie?
It's literally just like whoop, boom, down on the top of your head.
Yeah,
like,
it's like flying on wires.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Wow. Now...
Half health.
Now they go into Bison's base, and Ken and Ryo they get him into the organization, and he orders Honda and Balrog in prison, and Chun-Li to take into his quarters.
Oh boy.
And she gets her player 2 outfit.
Yeah.
Yep, because she's supposed to be wearing blue.
Yeah, because she's in red.
So that's player 2.
Yeah. And it's one of those things that basically I think Ken and Ryo are looking at each other saying they should have stayed at home. Because where the hell am I going to put this promo in here?
Welcome to the anime, everybody! Because if anybody ever watched the anime that has 72 episodes, there is some very, very, very much bromance going on in that anime.
I can't believe this promo's in a Street Fighter review.
It's time for ads.
Adam and Eve's, the best part about staying at home is playing at home. Take advantage of the downtime and choose almost any one item at 50% off. And when you do, you get 10 free boredom-busting gifts, including 6 spicy movies, a 3-piece bonus kit, and best of all, you get free shipping delivered discreetly to your door.
Discreet.
Movie Theater Time Machine is sponsored by AdamandEve.com, and we have an offer code MTTM to use at checkout. That's MTTM. Protect yourself and stay at home, because we have thousands of products to make you glad you're staying at home and staying safe. Sex toys make it so enjoyable to be at home. Hell, even shopping from home is more enjoyable when you're shopping for sex toys.
Pants optional.
So go to AdamandEve.com and use that offer code MTTM. Now Josh is looking like, what the hell did we just go through?
Yeah. To be fair, that was one of our better segues.
I'm 12 years old.
I still think the best one was when we did Sharknado 3. It was when David Hasselhoff was on the moon, and I'm like, I don't know where I'm going to put this copy in. What the hell? Like, oh God! I think one of the more interesting scene is when Honda's getting whipped at the end in the prison, and then he's just really just standing there, and you
just hear the like Sam's gonna come through the window.
Yeah, right.
I was thinking SpongeBob.
Yeah.
Alright. Fantasy.
You know what? Yeah. Now that I'm thinking about it.
Mm-hmm. Was he the only one that had a weird sound effect? Like not a theme song, but kind of?
I mean, that's what I remember. Just Clarissa explains it all. Just like you see the ladder hit the window. It's like,
oh, Sam's here. Yep.
Yeah. It's just...
It's like, that would not fly nowadays.
No. God.
Some boy climbing in a teenage girl's window with a ladder.
And then they started dating at the end, so that got even worse.
Did they?
But they hooked up.
But it was about time,
No shit, yeah.
I thought they almost did, but then they decided
No. Nope.
Okay. Yeah.
Trust and believe, because I was one of those teenage girls going, do it already.
Yeah, I know.
So
he has free access to your bedroom already. Just let it happen.
Yeah. Now, I do think that Chun-Li also gets the raw justice because she's also fighting, speaking of being in the bedroom. So, I mean, she's fighting him and then really giving him a run for his money, but then, Bison escapes.
Completely off guard.
It's great.
Now, okay, he's not the bad guy, but he has in his inner quarters...
The skull
and sleeping gas.
Yep.
And a panic
in the room. And a panic room to watch all this.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I'm the good guy.
If you think about this in your life, what the hell?
You're very much so.
You're a James Bond villain with an explosive base.
Yeah.
I mean, of course.
Yeah. Yeah, he really...
He's a James Bond villain without James Bond.
Yeah. He really is Blofeld. I mean, it's bizarre. Yeah.
Absolutely.
He needs a cat.
Yeah, white cat.
Who would save the cat? No, he needs a Sphinx cat. Because he wants $20 billion.
True that.
Yeah, and Guile plans an assault on Bison's base.
Wait, time out. So where's Seth Green?
Ooh.
I don't know. Where
Fantasy casting later.
Seth Green could play Charlie.
Yeah.
My fantasy casting.
But Glory, I'm coming.
Should we mention that Blanca is being trapped and subjected to this clockwork orange shit?
He's turning green and his hair is turning red.
He's being straight up drooped.
And I want to say, according to this movie, the clockwork orange treatment will turn you into Lou Ferrigno as the Hulk.
Thank you.
In the span of 3 days.
The exact same thing. Thank you.
I still think he wasn't bulky enough, though.
No, he wasn't.
Nah.
Then again, it's probably difficult to find people that are also actors.
He also would have had to do a muscle suit for Blanca, because Blanca is huge.
They could have just called Lou Ferrigno.
Yeah. True.
Would he be too old by then, though?
What difference does it make?
I don't know.
Bison prepares to kill hostages, but not only is he going to go ahead and announce... Yeah, he has a pit.
Alligator.
He has a fucking pit.
Yep.
He has a pit
he's not a bad guy.
But he's not a bad guy. A weird closing pit is like, okay, we are going to be killed by my own enemy,
and he keeps breaking people's necks.
Yeah.
But he's not a bad guy.
But he gives them a chance to throw a single punch at him once.
I love when the chamber goes up and they're going to introduce it, and then Jean-Claude Van Damme does the impossible running sidekick from standing still.
Yes.
You hear how he's all of a sudden just up kicking, and I'm a black belt and I've been teaching martial arts for 30 years, so
that's technically his flash kick.
Yeah. But it's still
of a head start to someone have to run to get good air at the kick.
So you got to get at least a few feet, or get a few steps in. But he goes from from being in the chamber at a standstill with no motion to yay! I would just expect that. I want to see just that scene redone, and you just see all of a sudden he comes out and he's kicking. He's like whee!
Like that Godzilla scene?
Quit it.
Yeah.
Godzilla on his tail.
Yeah, wee! I'm the dog, wee! Sorry, Chino. But,
I got him.
It's powered by pure whimsy.
I'm not going to, you're going to be killed by one thing. Wait a minute, oh my God, you're here. It's just like, and then the movie gets fucking fun.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Everything goes to hell.
Everything's amazing here.
We stop worrying about plot and just people start punching each other. And it's beautiful.
But do you think it would have been as fun if we'd been fed the fighting throughout?
Yes.
Maybe,
Yes.
maybe not.
I was thinking that the fighting I bet it's like writing a musical. Like, for a good musical, supposedly the songs must advance the plot, so I wonder how one would write fights that advance the plot.
Actually, that's a good one to toss to. That's a good one to toss to our guest here, Joshua. What you think, man? I mean, you've had a lot of the theaters, so I mean, if you have all that ending action, really too quick, does it screw it up?
No, it doesn't. It's like if it's segmented throughout, it would be just fine. Yeah, people love to come for that. That's what they come for, right?
Yeah.
I was coming to Street Fighter to see the fighting, but this plot, I guess, and then the fighting's in the end,
I mean, it's thinking like it's almost like Groundlings thing. You come to see a certain thing and you come to be entertained, and who the hell cares if it's towards the end, though?
I mean, you don't want to blow it all at the beginning, though, because then people will get bored. But I still think parceling out the fighting and then building up until it gets more intense.
Yeah.
Well, see, if you want to watch an adaptation of a video game, we aren't able to get to it this month. Also, it's a little too new of a movie. But if you want to see a movie that is based on a fighting game that kind of gets the action balance wrong, Dead or Alive. That gets it so wrong.
Who did that?
Dead or Alive, it was Eric Roberts was the main bad guy.
Yeah, because that's totally the person that you want to see in a Dead or Alive movie.
What's his? He used magic sunglasses to get the fighting powers of all of the people.
Yeah, but jiggle physics. Jiggle physics.
Yeah.
Jiggle physics.
Well, Honda had jiggle physics in this movie.
Yeah.
Yes, he did.
Yeah.
Because he was actually about the size of a real sumo.
Yeah. E Honda has a great line through it, man. Like, sorry, guy, I can't play anymore. Let me move on. Sorry.
I like when him and the other guy were fighting, and then there was suddenly Godzilla sounds.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like,
where they're destroying the model city of Bison. That's amazing. And
Bisonopolis.
Yeah.
Him and
Robotnik?
Zangief were fighting.
Yeah.
I'm surprised he doesn't put his face all over everything. Like, that's a real Robotnik move.
So Guile emerges and, then engages Bison's guard until the remaining IN forces arrive. The Bison...
DJ makes off with the treasure chest.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. But after Bison makes it clear he's not going to surrender peacefully, Guile orders his allies to rescue the hostages and engage Bison in a personal duel. Which, that was cool. That was cool. Although I do like the scene where he's got all the army and he's just showing the knife and they're all backing away. You're really like,
I'm so tough. Me and my little knife scared them.
Where the camera pulls back and you see his armies behind them and it's like, shit.
Then Cammy comes up and goes, Colonel Guile. He's like, looks at his knife.
My knife is
puts
tiny.
it away sheepishly and just, continues on.
You're thinking that you almost wanted to have like a butthead sound going, that could have been cool. Like, man, that was cool. Come on. They're the Bison's computer expert DJ flees, joined by Sagat, and when Bison's bodyguard engages Honda, and after learning from DJ that Bison was the real true enemy, they switch sides to save the hostages. Mm-hmm. Guile gives an upper hand and against Bison, kicks him into the bank hard drives, electrocuting him. And this is my favorite scene out of the entirety of it. There's this line from Jean-Claude Van Damme. Right here, it's like, "Oh, how you doing? Oh, I'm okay, Cammy. I feel half dead. What about Bison? All dead." I've been saying that all day.
It's like, man, you tried for an Arnie one-liner and you almost got it.
Yeah.
Almost got it.
It
really is close to Arnold.
It reminded me of those Hulk Hogan movies where the bad guy dies because they got kicked into electricity.
I thought the same exact thing. I had the exact same thought.
Not everyone, time, but still,
But
at least 3 of them. 3?
Yeah, I think it was at least 3 of them.
Yeah, we had a Hulk Hogan month, and in three of the 4 movies, the villain is taken out by electrocution. I'm like, this is a theme.
Yeah.
What is going on with this?
I wonder if it's similar to what TV Tropes calls Disney death, where something other than the hero causes the final death of the bad guy, like that guy falls off a cliff.
Yeah.
And Gaston falls off the roof because the thing breaks. Yeah.
And there's a revival system in Bison's suit, so he's restored by electromagnetism and able him to fly, had fire electricity.
Shooting bolts and going
I
on
just
about
want
how much of a god he is.
this only as the entirety of the movie. Just yeah.
I am God.
Hail,
That's
I
how you get
rise
that
up,
comfort.
I am Satan, and I rise, I fall from heaven like lightning.
It powers my chair.
Yeah.
It powers me.
He turns himself into a bullet and flies at Van Damme.
With his fists out.
Like, my God, like, how the, like, I wanted to see this level of zany through the entirety of the movie. Go ahead and go that crazy in general.
Check out the anime. The anime movies are that ridiculous.
I'd love to see this zany in live action too.
Okay,
Yeah.
I got a question.
Yeah.
Are there a lot of different acting styles, like, realistic versus hammy, that kind of thing?
Well, I mean, camp is absolutely a thing.
Well, I just didn't know if they were, like, specifically delineated in...
That was for you, Josh, right?
Yeah. This method acting. I don't know, what was the last one you said? Hammy? What is that?
like, really, like, Raul Julia in the end of this movie, he's all, like,
hamming up for the camera.
like a cartoon character.
Oh, well, in this case, too, Street Fighter, it was a game first, so maybe the ridiculous. Have you guys seen Dynasty Warriors? That movie?
Oh, I haven't seen the movie, but I have played a few of the games, and oh dear, those games, man.
Oh, you just press one button. That's all the game is, right?
Yeah. Pursue Lubu.
Yeah, the ridiculousness in that movie, it goes with it. I saw that recently, and it works. So I can see why. I don't know how for Street Fighter you could actually make it realistic, but it is a game at the same time.
Because people have like electricity powers and they're throwing fireballs and stuff. So I don't know how realistic you can get with Street Fighter.
What about like when they tried to redo Mortal Kombat and
I think what she's
didn't they do more serious?
I think what she's trying to say is, even though it's a video game movie, and you're going to be unrealistic because the game is not going to be realistic in any way. The actors themselves are going to still try to be serious about it, but Raul Julia in this particular movie was very campy. He kind of hammed up and it was a campy character.
He was just chewing on all the scenery.
Yeah, he was just being very campy about it. He wasn't taking himself seriously.
I wonder what determines whether that works versus a more naturalistic approach. I was just thinking about how in silent film the acting is more exaggerated,
but it kind of has to be though. Because
just like with stage stuff, you have to like reach the cheap seats. You have to like be over the top.
Do they still have to exaggerate for theater audiences?
Well, yeah, since for theater we're sort of projecting, and if they want to see that movement, I guess it's a little different for on camera. I'd say you probably want to be more subtle and realistic. Yeah, if that sort of answers it.
Yeah, I'm looking at Dynasty Warriors on IMDb right now. I need this movie in my life. Look at this hair.
Oh my,
that is glorious. I'm pretty sure that's like crazy feathers in like a headdress, but that is amazing, and it's a beautiful shot. It's a beautiful scene.
Hold on, I'm looking at it. Hold on.
Yeah, I need this movie in my life.
Do you have a preferred acting style?
Yes, I do. It's called Stella Adler. It's a technique. Well, it's kind of just, I would say, like, imaginative work. It's more of like esoteric things I talk about. So. It's like...
No, please tell us more.
Yeah.
I know what you mean.
It's like we're building a real character. We're actually making a real person. And we do, in order to get that, we do the things they do in real life and see how, in my experience alone, we really come off of as that character.
Is it different from method acting?
It's very different from method acting. It's like, well, I mean, I can see how people could confuse the two.
Yeah.
Method acting is like, say, how do I put this? It's like, still, it's kind of getting, I can't really method act to be a psycho killer. How would I do that? It's still, more, but most cases, you can do method acting for, say, a carpenter or a farmer. You can actually live that. And that's what method acting is. You know, like, the daily basis of that.
Yeah, so for Stellar Adler, how would you prepare for like a psycho killer role then?
It's more, we could go closely to how they would have the attitude of reading a book, how would they get up in the morning.
Oh.
It's routine.
Okay.
It's kind of mixed in with some sort of method in between, but it isn't entirely method acting is kind of copy. It's not copy. Stella Adler's, we're making something. We're not just
trying to get into their headspace.
You're building a okay. Interesting. Cool, eh? Cool. Yeah. That's wow. That's really good.
Reminds me of like when writers come up with giant lists of what their characters' every trait is, like how they brush their teeth.
Yeah.
That kind of thing.
Yeah.
What the hell is that hair? Now I'm looking at the...
Oh, man.
We're looking at the Dynasty Warrior pictures.
Oh, my God.
I'm pretty sure that's a headdress, but man, that's impressive.
Yeah.
But yeah,
it's a Netflix, I think Netflix did.
Yeah, it looks gorgeous.
It is. It's beautiful.
Yeah.
How are there elevators in that world? Like, how does he go in through a door?
Doesn't look like there are elevators in that world.
It's ancient China, so it's like like Romance of the Three Kingdoms era, I think.
Oh,
it's supposed to be Yellow Turban Rebellion, that whole thing.
I want to see him get together with one of those Victorian or turn of the century ladies with the giant Merry Widow hats.
Seriously. Or like Lady D from Resident Evil 8.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The 9-foot tall vampire lady.
That's going to be a very interesting combination.
Isn't it?
Few things. We're almost at the end of this movie. I just wanted to just do a few bit points. And when Bison is finally fully defeated, but he gets super kicked into the TVs.
Yeah.
And there's a beautiful ADR line, you know, okay, Bison, you are now off air. Like,
it's like, that was definitely some punch-up later on.
Yeah. You could tell it was ADR'd later.
Oh, there's a lot of ADR in this movie.
That one especially, like, you are not, like, and he's reading it, like, it's like 5 weeks later, they're past production, and Jean-Claude Van Damme has gone back to probably drinking a lot or something or whatever, or he's not have to be in shape, and he's like, we need you for one more. Oh, shit, okay. You are now off air. Okay, I'm done. Like, it's just...
I'm going back to the bar.
Yeah. Bye now. I don't know if Jean-Claude Van Damme drinks banana.
I don't know.
Yeah,
I haven't the faintest.
Yeah, and the hostages are rescued, and everybody escapes, but the DJ and Zagad have the fake money. That's now worthless.
That's what's in their treasure chest.
Yeah, is the Bison dollars.
Yeah, that's now absolutely worthless. Although Bison said it was going to be rich when he went ahead and captured the Queen of England.
What?
Yep.
Yeah.
That was just like out of nowhere.
Yeah, like, you know, the colonel is expected that he is dead, but he walks out anyway because movie, and he flees the explosion, reunites with the comrades, and then they do this amazing pose, which seemingly out of nowhere, where everybody's fighting,
Freeze
but
frame.
Jean-Claude Van Damme does this thing where his fists are up in the air, palms up in the air, does this weird pose like this. Like, you know, they're all doing standard fighting poses.
The trailer shot.
Yeah, it's called the trailer shot, but nobody fights like this.
No.
Was that his victory move?
They're all doing their victory pose from the game.
I looked
Okay.
it up, and Chun-Li's jumping in the middle.
She does the jump.
Come on, man.
Cammy is doing her move. T-Hawk's doing what he does because he was a fighter in the games.
Yeah.
He was a very problematic Native American character.
Oh.
His name's Thunderhawk.
Yeah. Okay, I was wondering about that because I'm like, it's got to be Thunder.
Yeah.
It's like him and Nightwolf are both kind of like, ugh.
Yeah.
But Giles, like victory pose is he in the games he's got some really
big hair,
strange hair, comes up and out and straight across the top.
Up here hair.
So when he wins, he wins, he takes out a comb and he combs some of it up like that, and that's where he got stuck. But he didn't have that hair as Jean-Claude Van Damme, so he could have done something else. But no. But yeah, like everybody does their victory pose. Like, you know, what Zangief's doing there is like that's his victory at the end of the match.
But at least it looks like a fight stance, though.
I have Giles' theme stuck in my head right now. Yes.
But what do you want them to do? The old-timey fist thing that wasn't even a real fighting pose? It was just for, like, photos or some shit?
I guess. Yeah, I guess there's something.
I have my arms up in the air and the fist, and you know, I'm sure everybody knows what I'm talking
The
about.
Irish boxing is like, come on.
Alright. In the ending revival scene, which you can actually see this on our Facebook page, of Bison coming back, and, you know, good morning, M. Bison, what do you want today?
I'm like,
World domination for breakfast, yes.
That's my joke!
Yeah.
Steal my material, dude!
Ooh, it's like a Dane Cook up in here.
Cooking up some mischief.
Come on now, I'm just being who I am.
We didn't even know there was an end credit scene. We had it on in the background while we were setting up to do the Instagram thing. Like, here's our impression of the movie.
To be fair, that's a surprise to me as well. I've seen this movie 100 times, but the copy I had, which was taped off of HBO, I guess didn't have the end scene in it. Because I don't remember that at all.
Yeah, it was after the credits, and there's some random DJ in the credits making some jokes, and I feel like even though this falls under the early 90s trope of have to end it with a rap song, it seems more timeless than the one from Ninja Turtles.
You mean the 90s happy rap?
I don't know.
I went down to the hat store today and I bought myself a hat.
It sounded more, I don't know, less forced. Hello, fellow kids.
Now, rumored has it that there was a planned sequel in 2003 called Street Fighter II, including Van Damme reprising his role, Dolph Lundgren, and Holly Valance.
Yep.
I would have liked to see Dolph Lundgren.
Who was Dolph Lundgren supposed to be?
I don't know. It just doesn't say much more than that.
Muscly guys with blonde hair.
Well, yeah, Dolph Lundgren from Rocky IV. I must break you.
Yes.
And that is the end of this movie. And my God, this is a fun one.
Does having been familiar with the franchise ruin anyone's enjoyment of the movie, or?
No, it didn't for me anyway.
I would have liked to see DJ actually fight.
Yeah.
You know, that, and I would have loved to see how they could have justified the things that Dhalsim can actually do. Because he can stretch because he's a yoga master, apparently. And he breathes fire because he eats very hot curry. I would have loved to see someone justify that shit.
Oh, man, wow. Yeah.
I don't know, science breath?
See, and he can teleport because, I guess.
Magical spirit powers? Hey, there was that Hadouken, like, very briefly.
It's real bad.
It wasn't even like a fireball, it was just like up close, and all of a sudden a little electricity comes out of his fist, so.
And that's the closest to a Hadouken we're getting.
Yeah.
So, that's the most fantastical element.
Now, and, so why don't we take a few moments, we'll tell you about 4041 Media, and let's get into fantasy casting soon. Hey everybody, thanks so much for listening.
Movie Theater Time Machine is a part of the 4041 Media Group with podcasts like Sake Your Crime and Free Your Geek, which you can check out at 4041media.com. That's all squished together one word, and the numbers are written as numbers.
Now it's time to tell us what you think. If you got an opinion or wanted to know what's coming up next,
Find us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram by searching for Movie Theater Time Machine.
now our podcast will always be free. To subscribe and share.
But if you'd like to help us build a bigger, better podcast, not to mention our confidence, you can find merchandise designed by me, Kaz, at Zazzle. Or check out the Kaz Foxen's Animal Shop at Zazzle for cute animal gifts and pet supplies.
Thanks so much, and back to the show. Okay, and we are back. Thank you for joining us for fantasy casting, and let's get into it. Josh, why don't you take the first role? What do you? Who would you replace? What would you want to see in this movie?
In Street Fighter, I would want to replace. I want to replace Jean-Claude Van Damme. That is his name, right?
Yep.
With
Damn.
let me think. I wanted. No. I feel like Arnold Schwarzenegger is even more American than him. For some reason.
Yes.
Yeah.
I agree.
Alright, so we take the dice, we roll, let's see if we get over 20. Ooh, oh wait, one of them's correct, hold on. Damn it, it's a roll, it's a 5, sorry.
It doesn't like that. But did you have any ideas of what would happen?
Yeah. What would you think would be a difference?
How would have changed it?
We're gonna tell Bison that we'll be back.
Yeah.
Oy.
We're going to get him anyway.
What if it was like his role as Mr. Freeze?
Yeah.
Because he was hammy doing that.
Yeah.
Oh my god, 2 hands.
Yeah.
2 hands flaps.
He would have been a great M. Bison, actually. Oh my god.
He would have been a great M. Bison.
Yeah.
He's about the right build for M. Bison too.
Oh yeah, Bison ticks, it's 32, yeah.
Yeah,
Hot damn.
that's
So-
it.
Yeah.
Arnold?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Arnold is Bison. I can see it.
Yeah.
I can absolutely see it.
now must do the personal fight, I must break him. And we take that, and I rise, and I go down like lightning from heaven to strike you.
Oh no! What if the Rock? That's so
Yeah.
maybe DJ. I don't know.
Literally DJ, yeah.
No, okay, let's
He's a big guy. Yeah. I'm just
think
thinking.
here.
The Rock has about the right build to be Sagat.
Yeah. I think Sagat would be a good one,
Sagat's
yeah.
a big dude.
Yeah. Yeah.
Aren't they all?
Yeah.
Not necessarily.
No.
Fei Long's pretty live.
Yeah, Sagat, it takes it 32 again.
Yay!
Yeah. I am one step ahead of you.
I'm gonna build the new cast.
Yeah, I'm
Right
one
here.
step ahead of you.
Just build the new one right now.
Yeah.
John Cena as the stealth boat because nobody saw it.
I don't understand that reference.
John Cena's whole thing is you can't see me.
Oh,
He could be guiled.
Yeah.
John Cena.
27 it hits.
As a joke, Giles' hair kind of reminds me of what's his face from Brooklyn Nine-Nine, the guy who sucks at his job. You know, the one with the flattest hair I've ever seen.
I was saying, isn't that all of them in that show?
Yeah,
Sully or something. Or,
Scully, yeah.
I don't.
Yeah.
But he doesn't really have that much hair left,
Yeah.
though.
But it's so flat.
Just
It is flat, but
dumb Scully.
it's sharp.
Don't worry, I can go ahead and get them, okay?
I can't think of much what would
Yeah.
change other than he would have no drive to do anything.
Yeah.
Just sit in the back.
Just really, just nobody would do anything.
Everybody
No,
else
relief
would-
of command. Okay, like
Yes.
32.
Oh wow, Giles
You're
wants to
relieved of
do nothing.
So
Yeah,
who
okay.
takes over? Cammy?
You are relieved of command. Okay, I go home.
So Bison wins.
See,
Yeah.
we can all go home. All right, I'm out.
So
Yeah.
is the movie now about what Bison does after he takes over the world?
Yeah.
Yes, the movie
Yeah.
is now
Once
what
he
happens.
rules, once he rules the world, now he's bored.
Yeah.
It turns into a slice of life.
Yeah.
I'd like to go get the cheeseburger, please.
I don't want world domination for breakfast. You can't feed yourself on.
See, I want now because now that he wasn't in this movie, I want Akuma.
Yeah.
Seriously.
Yeah.
Now, who could we get to
Who
be?
Yeah.
get Akuma?
Well, we're at that. I know Josh is going to go soon. So do you want to do, let's do some of your plugs, man.
Yes.
Let's get it out there for you. So,
Thank you. Yeah, so I got my MVDs, of course you know. I have my Instagram too, j.c.azali. And website's still being made, but, just my full name, JoshuaChristianAzali.com. Yeah, and I have a Facebook.
yeah.
Put the link in the description.
Yeah, we're going to assemble that. We're going to put it in the notes for you. So we'll take care of that, man. I want to thank you very much for all of us to really just be on here. It's really a cool thing, and doing everything that we do. This little dog and pony show that we've had for years. It's getting some traction and helping you out. I know, I'm a pony too. We got dogs.
I had a
Grabbing
pony.
me on. I loved it. I loved watching Street Fighter and talking about it. Just big.
Well, thank you for being a part of the show, man. So we're going to carry the rest of it. You have yourself an amazing
Do
night.
you have any final thoughts about the movie or whatever?
Oh, yes.
For Street Fighter?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry?
Or just video game movies or this movie or anything like that.
Watch Dynasty Warriors when you can.
I think we will. You just sold it pretty well.
It's so funny. It's just it's ridiculous,
All right. Thank you, Joshua. Thank you, Steve, for setting us up, too. You have an amazing night. We will see you soon. Bye, everyone. All right. So we have one more. I've just got to try for it. I'm going to try for it while you're looking over Kuma. For the Colonel,
Yes.
Tommy Wiseau.
God.
No, that's a
That's
3.
a 3.
See,
the dice have
the movie has basically said no.
The dice have spoken. This movie's ridiculous enough.
What if it was Neil Breen movie?
It would have been much more boring. And it would have been much more boring, and DJ would have hacked into the internet.
Yeah. Would have hacked into the secret of government secrets to go ahead and find the best of ever we have ever been. We find the secrets, and everything is wrong.
What if Tarantino directed it?
Oh yeah.
Ooh.
So many feet.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, do you think there'd be too much talking in it?
There'd be a lot more talking and a lot more violence.
Yeah.
It would. Tarantino would be more of the type to do a Street Fighter, not a Street Fighter, a Mortal Kombat movie than
That
a
would be
Street Fighter
great.
movie. Because there's a lot less blood in Street Fighter.
Yeah, I figured. That's why I said Tarantino, because it's
Yeah.
kind of like what would really screw around with. I don't know what I would do with it besides who's going to be a blood fountain.
Pretty much everybody.
No.
No.
Sorry. I kind of want to see the doctor guy and Blanca be replaced by Victor Frankenstein and his dude.
I'd like to see the two of them just
So
kind of
many.
just escape and have their own adventures in a side movie.
Yeah.
It would have been a lot better than this.
I thought it was funny.
I mean, that said, it's still a fun movie.
Yeah.
It's not good by any stretch, but it's fun.
Yeah. It's campy. That's the perfect way to describe it. I wondered what would happen if you replaced everybody with somebody hammy as fuck. Like, I don't know, get Shatner in there somewhere, and Adam West is Batman. That kind of thing.
I would love to see Adam West in this, but I don't know where to put him.
I don't know.
How do you How do you do Adam West in this?
Was he always campy, or was it just Batman?
I think he became very campy afterward.
Because he's kind of the straight man of Batman. It was just like the villains being
the whole rest of the show
wacky.
it's like the whole rest of the show was utterly ridiculous, and it was like Adam West trying to be serious when the rest of the world would not allow it.
He lives in crazy clown world.
Yep.
Like we all do.
It's like that idea for an anime that I absolutely want to see. Like no one's made it yet, but I absolutely want to see it. There's a concept out there of the what the character, like the main character is that main character that would be in any anime, but she is actively avoiding the pilot episode of any number of anime tropes. They're just like, oh look, we found this thing in this cave, and it could turn you into a magical girl. Well, we're going to leave that right there. We're going to go home.
And then it follows
She was
her.
born with pink hair, so she dyes it black because she doesn't want to be the main character.
Yep. I would watch an entire series about a young woman angrily dodging the pilot episode of any number of anime.
It's got to get her eventually, though.
Like she's her first day of school, she's put at the desk that's right near a window, so she swaps seats with the person next door.
Yep.
What does looking out the window lead to?
Usually because you can see out the window, so you can always see if someone's walking in, or if there's a fight, or if there's a boy, or something of that nature. There's always something happening out that window.
But if you're in the middle of the classroom, you can't see shit.
You can't see anything.
So, none of the characters in the middle of the classroom mean anything, Mishima.
Yes.
That was a Persona reference, guys.
Hopefully she doesn't go to some kind of magical school.
Well, it's not, or what was the other? There was another couple of ones too. Like one day, like all of these boys, she happens to run into a bunch of different boys doing other things, and and she dismisses each and every one in turn. Nope.
Does she ever get to the...
I love QuickTime Hunch.
Wait a minute.
Yes!
Is that History of the World Part 2?
Part 1.
Part 1, yeah.
Was there...
There was never a part two.
There was never a part 2, and that was part of the joke.
Oh, that's why I thought it was called Part 2, because there'd never been a Part 1. I don't know.
That would also have been funny.
Jews in space.
Which was the same exact tune to Men in Tights.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
Oh, shit, you're right, yeah. Huh.
I had the idea of, like, shoehorning in maybe SpongeBob and Sam are getting tortured. But I'm not sure what I'd do with that. I kind of feel like I've run out of steam.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Me too.
Meow, meow, meow.
Yeah. Me too. Josh, these are great picks.
You're welcome.
All of them are fantastic.
Honestly, like I told you, I think last week or the week before, I've been sitting on this for like 2 years. Like I've been waiting very patiently.
Is it possible to properly adapt a video game movie? Because the point of the video game is the fun of playing. That's why you can get away with crap stories in video games.
Here's my opinion on video game movies. I think that video game movies are kind of a double-edged sword, because you can make a wonderful game with a rich plot, and you will have people who absolutely love the game and absolutely hate the game for the same reasons. Because you have people who like playing the game as a game, and you have people who love playing the game as a story. And you can never make everybody happy. And it's the same way for a movie and for the adaptation of said movie. You're going to have people who are going to love the movie as a movie, and you're going to have people who hate the movie because it doesn't go with the source material. Like I have done today by ripping apart certain characters because they have not gone with the source material. Vega. I'm
Vega's
surprised he didn't get his hair pulled.
Vega is my favorite character, so he is not my Vega. But the movie itself, if you're watching it as a movie, has some really funny plot points. Has some acting that's over the top, and it's actually a really fun movie.
It has some great lines,
too. It has some great lines.
Because the whole, the day Bison graced your village was the most important day of your life, but for me, it was Tuesday.
That's an amazing line.
That gets joked around a lot, and it's like this huge joke on the internet, but if you think about it, that is some fucking threatening shit.
That's a fucking terrifying line.
Yeah.
And that's not a joke. It's a fucking terrifying line. In a campy fucking movie. Yeah. So, but right there and then, that I'm not watching that movie as an adaptation of a video game movie, because to be honest with you, it doesn't feel like an adaptation of the video game movie, because it doesn't feel like my video game. It feels like a kind of a parody of my video game.
Yeah, I can see that.
So, but in a way, it's still an adaptation of it, and I still love my video game, and I do like this movie as a movie. So, when it comes to adaptations of video games, like I said, it's kind of a double-edged sword. You're gonna like them, or you're gonna hate them, for the same reasons.
It is a double-edged sword, honestly, and I think you're right. Not everybody is going to be happy.
We're going to see it when the new Mario Brothers movie comes out.
Yeah.
I've just read an article as we were sitting here. I was actually just read an article about it and about the Chris Pratt thing, and
she seems upset.
Even Morimoto-san is not happy about it.
Yeah.
With Chris Pratt,
because Mario is not supposed to be cool.
And
never has been. He is the dork. He's the underdog that wins.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mario has never been cool.
Well,
no.
I mean, I can see that. I get that image more when he's like...
He's supposed to be kind of goofy and bubbly.
Yeah.
And he's not supposed to be grunty and hard. And Chris Pratt's... I'm going by the article I just read from The Slate.
Yeah.
Did he do a voice sample?
I guess the image that Chris Pratt has been putting out lately has been more of the superhero saving the damsel, even though I hate that fucking trope. But the superhero grunty sort of... I don't even want to say man's man, because I don't actually mean that. But he's the... I'm going to go out and get shit done. Sort of guy.
He was Star-Lord.
Right, he's Star-Lord.
So,
he's been in the Jurassic Park movies. He's that guy.
Even him as Star-Lord, like Star-Lord, the way Star-Lord is written is he's not always perfect. Like the kind of thing that Chris Pratt wants to be at this point. Like he was that goofy guy, and he was in Parks and Rec.
Yeah, Parks and Rec. Yeah, Andy Dwyer was the goofy mess.
He was that guy.
Now he wants to be the hyper competent, like I can fix anything problem, like the character he was in Jurassic World.
Right.
Yeah.
He was the lovable goofy guy. And his persona now is not that guy anymore.
Right.
Come on.
And the issue I have with Chris Pratt is not so much the fact that he's religious.
Yeah.
Because you can be religious, that's fine. But the church that he constantly defends...
This is what I don't like.
...has very staunch anti-LGBT stances.
Yeah.
And he will go on record defending that church. So you know what? Fuck you, Chris Pratt.
Yeah.
Seriously, fuck you.
Yeah, this is
the worst of the Chris's.
This is where my stance with him goes, because I did not mind him for a very long time. Not my favorite sort of guy, but I didn't hate him. Like he was
liked
fine.
Him as Star-Lord.
He was great.
He was fine as
Star-Lord. He was funny as Star-Lord. He was great.
Yeah,
but there's the fact that he won't.
When he won't back down on this particular issue, and I'm not a religious person. You know this.
Yeah.
And I don't deny that. I've never denied that. Yeah. But when you start defending, I understand your church. It's your church. Fine, whatever. But when that church starts coming out and spewing hate, and then you turn around and defend that hate,
then that means
you also are culpable to it.
Exactly.
And you can't turn around and say, no, I'm not like that, when you turn around and defend that. So I'm sorry, that's where I stand.
No, I don't think you should say sorry for that.
Is he in denial?
I really don't think you should say sorry for it. I mean, who knows, really, if he is in denial for it.
I don't know.
I don't know. I think the casting of it, I mean, they got almost all of it right. Almost all of it right for it. And I'm like, okay, Charlie Day is Luigi. I'm like, All right.
Jack Black as Bowser, I could definitely...
I
don't know how he's going to do it.
I actually could see it. I'm actually kind of looking forward to that.
Yeah.
I'm a little looking forward to that. I'm not... apparently, I'm not the only one who's not happy about the Chris Pratt thing.
No.
There's a lot of people who aren't happy about it, including Marimoto-san.
Yeah, but maybe it'll be something the movie will be redone like it was with Sonic the Hedgehog.
We'll find out.
Yeah.
I'm just not so sure about the whole sticking Sonic in the real regular world, fish out of water. I mean, it's a fine enough.
I thought it was fantastic.
Well, when I saw it, I did. It's just, but I wonder.
It's kind of odd.
Yeah, it's a weird choice. I mean, I guess a lot of video game adaptations want to go realistic some reason, you know?
It's the first time that we've ever seen, like, a animated sort of character come into the real world since...
Hop?
Since Hop. I mean, Hop is...
Wasn't it, like, basically the same thing?
Sort of.
Alvin and the Chipmunks, the Smurfs.
Yeah, but I'm not really talking that so much. I'm talking more like, how do I want to put this? This is sort of a video game-esque character, and I'm thinking more Looney Tunes-esque. So I'm thinking more like Toontown-ish.
Roger Rabbit?
Yeah, on that aspect of it.
Well, if we're
It's
thinking,
been a while since that happened.
like, we had Cool World, but we don't want to think about Cool World.
No.
I don't know. The whole sticking the CGI characters in the real world thing has been done to death.
It's been done, but...
Rocky, Bullwinkle, Garfield.
Yeah. I don't know, I just associate those more with children.
Yeah.
And I associate Sonic more with adult because I'm grown up and I grew up with it. I think that's where my brain goes.
I don't know, if they did like a fully CGI Sonic thing and it taking place in his own world, I don't know if that would be as good either.
I don't know. It's very strange.
Maybe there's too many continuities now.
I think so too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But at least, Tails. I'm looking forward to Tails. Give me a giant, like, life-size Tails action figure or something I can stick in my house.
Get a plushie.
Yeah. I have plenty of Tails plushies.
You see, weirdly enough, she likes foxes. Who knew?
Wow.
I made my own shitty fan art and fan characters when I was a teenager.
But who didn't?
Yeah.
But on that note, I think this month was a pretty decent month, and I'm glad you guys enjoyed it.
Yeah. We loved it. Loved it. I thought this was amazing. An amazing
Glad you
one.
guys liked it, really.
And onward to October we go. And I think, Kaz, you have a few ideas.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like your ideas.
Yeah.
This is going to be fun.
Yeah, we'll see y'all soon on this one, so I think we're wrapping up now. Yeah, I think Steam's kind of running low, so we do that.
Yeah, this is kind of the sleepy cast. It's
It's been a long week.
Yeah, it has been.
Oh, should you plug that show we were on?
Yes. Actually,
Plug.
yeah, if you want to check out actually a really fun interview with one dude who really fun here. We had a good time with our friend Ben, and we just really shot the shit on a show called 2 Marks and a Spark. And we had a last sit-down interview, and he was...
And then I was like, can you literally shoot shit?
Yeah.
If you can polish a turd,
yeah.
can you shoot a shit?
I'm sure you can.
I'm sure you can. I'm not sure why you'd want to.
Yeah, the conversation actually went that far, and actually, Ben tells a really good story about working at a pet store and having to put on a costume for holidays.
Oh my.
And it's just one of those stories that we were telling it, and like halfway through we'd tell stories that like, and then he'd go, I was like, wait, there's more.
Was he a gerbil?
No.
I once had to wear the mascot suit for Papa John's. I was
They have a mascot?
For a short time they did. I was a giant slice of pizza standing out in the middle of summer on the side of the street, dancing and waving at people, all the while swearing at them underneath the costume.
Fuck.
Yeah, he told some really funny ones, and I'm just saying I won't spoil any of it, but I'm really glad he got water.
Oh,
just leave it at that. But he told it's really funny. Two Marks and a Spark. Check that out. Ben, he's really good. And actually, Kaz and I are going to be on something at the end of next month with a big thing that's something, a name that we can't talk about yet, but we'll be representing Movie Theater Time Machine there.
Cool.
So,
That's nice.
Cross promotion.
Yeah, with the Too Many Podcasts, Two Marks and a Spark, and the Law Office of Quibble, Squabble, and Bicker.
Say that 3 times fast.
Yeah, it just Quibble, Squabble, and Bicker, definitely one of the great podcasts out there right now. 3 middle-aged men that claim that they have a audience of ladies of the evening.
Well,
Yeah,
hello.
middle-aged ladies, and by the way, sponsored by AdamandEve.com. All right, so take care of yourselves. Be good, take care of yourself, but don't be too good.